And a good evening and welcome out here to the Dog Pound. We're at Tom McIntyre Stadium, just under 2 minutes to go before kickoff. The Merritt Island Mustangs travel south to the Dog Pound and take on the Melbourne Bulldogs tonight. I am joined on camera by Ron Lighthall and another colleague of mine, head coach Billy Palmer. Billy, how you doing tonight, bud?
Double D, good night of football. The rain already came and gone. Nothing like being at Tom McIntyre Stadium. Obviously, all three of us alumni at some point here, so good to be home.
Yeah, class of 89, class of 04, and class of 08. 09. I got it wrong again. But thank you all for tuning in to the broadcast tonight right here on Bavard Sports Network, one of 3 broadcasts on the night. We have the Satellite and Vieira game and the Daytona Beach Mainland and Cocoa game up there. So we thank you all for tuning in.
Dewey, big matchup tonight. You know, Merritt Island's a program full of tradition, full of, you know, the history of this program is probably better than anybody in the county, right? I'm not just strictly talking about state titles and playoff wins, but the program tradition of Merritt Island High School is like no other.
Yeah, and Merritt Island, you know, even if they're having an off year, they always come and play Melbourne hard. You know, it doesn't matter if Melbourne is off to a phenomenal start. It's 2 different ball games, 2 different teams out there on the field, but it's going to be a heck of a matchup out here, and I couldn't agree with you more, Billy. A great program up there at Merritt Island, and they're coming down here 1-0, and Melbourne 0-1, trying to get a win here on tonight.
Big physical team Merritt Island is. Good to see old Buster still around. Obviously, when I played at Melbourne, I saw him, coached here for 10 years, so good to see Buster still kicking with the Merritt Island program. On the other side, Darryl, we got a young Melbourne team. Mikey Rogers, I believe, is a sophomore signal caller.
Yes, signal caller for the Melbourne Bulldogs, transferred in from Heritage High School. And a lot of, you know, it's a new day and age that we live in, Bill. You know, when we played, you know, if you moved out of the county, you had to sit out a year, or moved out of, you know, the zone for the school. And now it's every year you can go to a different high school and play football.
Well, it's not just every year, Darryl. You could transfer mid-year, go to a different high school for a different sport. So the nature is different, right? You're going to see a different landscape every year for every high school football team, unless obviously you're the Cocos, the Rockledges of the world. You're going to see a different landscape. Right now, Palm Bay High is struggling, right? You know, Bayside High School was struggling. Now they're 2-0. They went independent, trying to rebuild their program. It's just the nature of high school sports. It's not just football. It's everything. It's here to stay. You know, it trickles down to the youth league. So.
Yeah, oh, and in fact, and yes, it does. And we're fixing to get things kicked off here at Tom McIntyre Stadium. You're watching the Bavard Sports Network, brought to you by, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. And there goes Buster and the Merritt Island Mustangs onto the field and out of the north end zone. And here comes the Bulldogs getting hyped in the south end zone. And here come the Bulldogs.
Melbourne without senior running back Jordan Daly, broken leg. He's out for the year. Number 3, Jalen Daly, I'm sorry. He did break his leg last week, so they'll be led by Kamarion, I believe it's Johnson, number 28, and then we'll see Kanan McCarthy get some carries, number 1 as well. Merritt Island, Darryl, they got 2 quarterback system. They got a name that everybody knows. If you're familiar with Merritt Island High School football, actually, if you're familiar with Brevard County High School football, the Verpales. They got a young Verpale there. They got Sean Hartman, who transferred from Vieira a couple years ago, that can also play quarterback, but will play receiver. And for me, I want to see the tailback transfer from O'Galley, Bonky Williams, who's just, I mean, I've coached against him since he was a young kid. He's just an absolute stud. So.
Now, is that Danny Verpel's younger brother or cousin? Or
He's related to the Verpels. I'm not sure which one,
okay.
but he's related to him. And, you know, that name alone goes a long way in high school football in Brevard County.
Yes, it does. Folks, like to once again welcome you into the broadcast tonight. Billy Palmer, Darryl Double D Duran, Ron Lighthall here on the broadcast at Tom McIntyre Stadium. Thank you to all of our great sponsors tonight. Family Wellness and Health, Erica Valente, right there in West Melbourne on Minton Road, Rich's Auto Tech. We got Hooters of Melbourne, Double D's Maintenance Service, Custom Cabinetry by Fatty, and the list goes on and on. We could not do this without your support, and we thank you tremendously, folks, because without, you know, you guys supporting us, we couldn't bring you these great games each and every week.
Darryl, Merritt Island did win the toss. They elected to defer to the second half, so they will kick off. We have Vatava deep and number 17 for Melbourne, Malachi Reed. I think that's a Bayside transfer.
Big booming kick there. Taken at the 1 by Bobby Boucher Vatava. He's got some running room on that far side. He's got some running room. He's got, oh man.
Darryl, Melbourne got away with a block in the back about the 40-yard line, but great return for Melbourne. Great starting field position. Darryl, I wasn't here last week. I didn't see much of Melbourne. I was at the Heritage game. Offensively, they struggled.
Yes, they did. They overthrew. You had one receiver down here on a good post route. Just seen the green grass, dropped it there, and then another receiver down here. So Melbourne really should have won that game. Struggled on offense, but I'll let you take the call here. Melbourne has the ball.
Mikey Rogers, the sophomore quarterback, leading the Bulldogs here. 1st and 10 from the Merritt Island 46, and a 5-yard false start penalty on Melbourne to get things started, Darryl.
That's not the way Melbourne wants to start. You're going to back them up 5 yards. 1st down and 15. Last night we had the JV rivalry game against O'Galley. Melbourne wins the JV Crossroads Trophy for the first time.
Rogers and McCarthy. Fields goes in motion. Rogers takes the snap, hands off right up the gut. McCarthy's got a big hole, wide open. He's going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Melbourne.
Wow. What a statement. What a statement. I don't know if it's all 3 of the Melbourne alumni here on the broadcast, but what a statement Melbourne just made.
Well, Darryl, what they did is, you know, they were in two by one. They put the slot receiver in motion. Safety went, assuming,
with the motion,
he was getting a jet sweep and McCarthy was there. They wrapped the backside guard on the backer, and it was right up the gut.
And man, and Billy, that line is still young, led by Carter Black and Dean Baker up there. Kicks up.
51-yard touchdown run.
And Melbourne's up 7-0 in the first 20 seconds. What an opening statement there. That's what really Melbourne needed here. An opening statement just like that. You know, struggled last week, did get the loss. 14-6 ball game, I believe. Just lost by a touchdown, but you know, Merritt Island, don't count them out. This is far from over, folks. I'd like to welcome all the Merritt Island Mustangs down to here to Tom McIntyre Stadium and watching here on Brevard Sports Network.
Reed will kick off for Melbourne. Tobias Semper is deep for Merritt Island. And it looks like William Boulay is also deep.
And if you're just tuning in, Melbourne scores on a 51-yard scamper there by McCarthy. Stand's pretty full tonight again, Billy. Full house.
Malachi Reed's going to kick this one deep. It's going to be fielded by Semper at the 10-yard line. He's looking for some room. Good return here. He's got room. Off to the races. And he's going to be in. We got a flag on the far side of the field on the 25-yard line. We'll see if this touchdown stands for the Mustangs.
Man, what a change of events.
Well, Daryl, I'm going to say this, and you know I'm very critical of this program that we're sitting at right now.
Yep.
When your kicker is the first guy down on kickoff, that is a problem.
Yes, he's always your last safety guy.
We'll see what the call is here.
And I seen him walking off, and he was mad at himself too. And it's going to come back.
Nope, the touchdown will stick. It's going to be on the sideline. So it will be touchdown Mustangs. So we will attempt an extra point for a tie game. Yep, we got a sideline issue. So.
Wow, what a change of events there. I mean, we haven't even played 1 minute of football here in week 2.
Kick is up, kick is good, so we're tied 7-7, Daryl.
It's a 0-0 ball game, and just like that, you thought Melbourne was coming out of the gate, and they have a direction on their kickoff team and out of assignment, and Merritt Island just takes it right back down in a few seconds. In 11:24, it's 7-7 right here at the Dog Pound.
Yeah, Daryl, Melbourne just doesn't stay in their lanes. That's all it is. Your kicker's the first guy down. You're not staying in your lanes, filling the alley, and Merritt Island's got speed. And they took that one exactly where they should. And there are a lot of familiar faces here tonight. Coach Payne, Coach Donovan, a lot of former coaches, Cagney, Doc, Coach Cooper's walking
yeah, I was fixing to say the old Coop himself.
A lot of coaches from Melbourne High School that have spent, the late 90s up until probably about 4 or 5 years ago have been coaching all kinds of sports here.
Yes.
So the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. So they will kick from the 25-yard line, so Melbourne should get good field position here.
I don't know about that Miami jersey guy walking up. Brian Osterley. That is Jim Kelly, old jersey, rotten good thing.
I can't say much. My nose lost.
I said it one time when I got back.
All right, Merritt Island set to kick off here from their own 25-yard line after the 15-yard penalty. Yeah, nice kick, Coach.
Yeah, but Tava's not going to bring that one back.
He's got the win, but he's put that one in the 25, from the 25-yard line all the way through the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
So Melbourne will start on their own 20.
Yeah, first down and 10, Melbourne at their own 20-yard line here at Tom McIntyre Stadium. Under a minute played here. And we have a 7-7 ball game, so let's see if that offensive line can get a big hole like they did last time.
If anybody has any scores from around town, feel free to drop them in.
Yep, just please don't put any links. We appreciate the score, but please do not put any links in the bio.
Got some more rain coming our way, Daryl. Interesting choice here. Melbourne takes possession. They ask for the ball on the right hash right away. Rogers going to throw to Sant to Nomeyer, and he's going to let that get stolen by the DB. Daryl, that's on the receiver.
Yes, it is. That is on the receiver. He should have had that ball completed. And it was a good play call by Melbourne, but that receiver did not fight for the ball.
Merritt Island will take over 1st and 10 on the Melbourne 45-yard line.
I like, you said they asked for it on the right hash, and they had Coach Neighbor had the right play called, and that defense of Coach Panucci's got to come out on the field right now and get this ball back.
So Verpeo will get the start. Kevin Verpeo at quarterback for Merritt Island. Bonky Williams, number 6. His real name is Devontae.
Yes.
Williams he's going to carry the ball up the gut. He's going to fight forward for about a 2-yard gain, brought down by number 33, Darryl, the Bulldogs.
Tyler Gagan on the wrap up.
I know that's one of the leaders here from Melbourne High School. Very young defense.
2nd down and 8, Merritt Island.
Simper in motion. Verpeo takes a snap. He's going to throw the quick out to number 12. Makes one man miss. Still on his feet. I believe that is Sean Hartman. And Darryl, I'm going to let you know now. That's the other quarterback, and he's only wearing 1 glove. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some trickeration here from Merritt Island.
Yep.
A non-glove on the throwing hand. So
they got away with one, I thought, there, blocking the back on the far side. No call, but 1st down and 10, Merritt Island.
The Melbourne 32-yard line. Verpeo sends a man in motion. Handoff goes to Williams, number 6. He's looking. They're going to blow it dead after about a 5-yard gain. Melbourne did strip him. Merritt Island trying to go tempo here.
95, Jason Melidor.
Verpeo's going to hand off to Williams again. He's going to be tripped up in the backfield. Loss of 3. 3rd down and 8.
Bo Tava and company on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Number 24, Nate Alba, also there to make a play. Well, here we got our first quarterback change. Hartman will come to quarterback. Verpeo will line up wide to the right. Hartman's going to keep it right up the gut. He's going to be got a flag on the play. He's going to be dragged down after about a 7-yard gain. So it'll bring up 4th and 1. We'll see what this flag is. Darryl, it's in the vicinity of holding.
Yep.
And it will be holding on Merritt Island.
So that's going to be brought back 10 yards.
Darryl, that's got to be a play caller's dream right there. You got 2 guys that can play quarterback. And they can also play wide receiver at the same time. So, I mean, as a guy that calls plays myself, I mean, that's awesome right there.
Yes, very, very awesome. I was going to say it's like the old ball coach up in Florida, but they didn't play receiver. They just switched them out, the 2 quarterback system. So, I mean, when they can play receiver, yes, that's very special. But once again, thank you all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast, brought to you by Ashley Westbrook Remax Realty here at Tom McIntyre Stadium.
3rd and 19 for Merritt Island. It was an 11-yard penalty. Obviously, a holding call is a spot foul. So, I'm sorry, it is 10 yards from the spot. It is not an actual spot foul. But
yeah, they changed that last year.
Yep.
Delay a game on Merritt Island. So now it's going to be 3rd and SpaceX to go for the Mustangs.
Hartman will come back in at quarterback. Verpeo lines up wide to the right.
Yeah, now you got to look for that probably halfback pass.
Robinson and Semper here on the near side, and number 8, Deshaun Thomas. Empty backfield set. We're going to have another flag on the play. Going to have false start on Merritt Island.
And I seen this last night when O'Galley's JV team, they started their first 2 possessions, and Melbourne had them all the way back at their own 3-yard line.
Well, Darryl, it's about 3rd and Vero Beach here for the Mustangs.
Yep, they already passed the space shuttle.
We'll see a I think we're going to see some sort of a screen here, Darryl.
Got to get to the 22.
There's not much for 3rd and about 40. Hope we're going to quarterback keep up the gut. And wow, he's got some room. He's got a slip. Waivatava was there. Gain of 4. 4th and long for the Mustangs.
And the cowbells are shaking. At number 22, that's a special kid out there, Coach.
Well, Darryl, I've had the pleasure of coaching a lot of these kids on Melbourne's roster, and I've coached against a lot of these Merritt Island kids growing up. So it's Brevard County football is in good hands right now.
Yes, it is. And you do a fine job out there at the old ballpark, if I say myself.
Appreciate that. Hartman also lined up as the punter, so Melbourne's also got to keep an eye on a fake here. And number 9 is Hasty goes in motion. Hartman's going to kick this one up. If you're Melbourne, get away.
Takes a Merritt Island bounce down at about the 8-yard line of Melbourne.
Takes a couple of Mustang bounces down.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 Melbourne. Here's 7:23 left in the first quarter. All tied at 7. I'd like to thank Rich's Auto Tech, Manicure America, Custom Cabinetry by Fatty.
Darryl, I don't think there's a broadcast I've done with you in the last couple of years that it ain't rained here. I guess I'm spoiled everywhere else I go, I'm inside of a press box.
Yeah,
You think our alma mater could maybe get it together and get a press box around here?
Well, I asked Coach Raymond. We're in the process. We need a little, awning out here.
Rogers hands off to Kamarion. He's got a nice hole. Gain of 7, and Coach Luke Hunger in there at the H-back with a great block.
Second and about 4.
Being 42 tonight.
Luke is wearing 42 tonight.
40 last night.
Yep, so you got the 6-quarter rule. He only played 2 quarters last night, so he's eligible for 4 tonight. So 2nd and 2 for the Bulldogs. Rogers going to keep this one.
Ooh.
Nah, that was on him. I don't know yeah.
Almost a face mask there.
7-yard pickup, that makes
but he does get the first down. I like it. The snaps are even better this week. I know they've worked on that.
23.
I mean, you got an average sophomore line out there right now for Melbourne.
Well, the Melbourne's a young team in general. That's full of sophomores and juniors. So here we go. Rogers 1st and 10 on their own 24-yard line for the Bulldogs. They're going to get Merritt Island to jump off sides.
Hey, if Melbourne can keep their composure, Coach, throughout the game and the penalties go to Merritt Island's way, Melbourne's got a good shot here tonight.
Well, that's Darryl. This is Melbourne's MO as we have an officials timeout for water break. Melbourne's historically under Lyle Neighbor over the last 2 or 3 years on offense. When they have a play for a game, they're going to get right back to the line of scrimmage and they're going to try to draw you off sides because they're going to use the whole 25. He'll signal in a play from the sideline, but they're going to try to get the free 5 like they just did here for Merritt Island.
Yeah, good play call by the old ball coach out there, Lyle Neighbor.
On September 14th, the cheerleading team will be hosting the Baby Bulldog Cheer Clinic.
Next week we'll be on the road over at Satellite. Myself and Ron Lighthall will be on the call. Billy,
I'll be back at Heritage for the Heritage O'Galley game next week. Game of the week.
Man, yes, it is the game of the week because my phone won't stop. I've talked to both sides of the coaches. I mean, it's like they needed to play this game on Sunday or Monday when we have a holiday, when the whole town can come out and watch it.
Well, Darryl, if anybody's tuned in to Spaces, if anybody's tuned in to Facebook, you know, the best part about all the trash talk, Darryl, is all these guys are friends outside of it. So
yeah.
Village Market, and Pogoto and Cosmetic Surgery. Thank you for your support of Bulldog football.
1st and 5 for Melbourne.
1st and 5 for the Bulldogs.
Got a little trips action down here.
Yeah, he likes to run that empty set. Gonna throw the bubble here, and if you're Melbourne, I don't know who 13 is, Daryl, but that's Craig Bowles. He might want to block.
Yes. And they did that play last week a couple times, and the receiver, I mean, we teach you, get your hands in tight, you know. If you get caught holding, we'd want to see you get caught in tight, not on the outside.
2nd and 8 for Melbourne. Well, I can tell you this: most football coaches, if you ain't gonna block, you ain't getting the rock. No block, no rock.
Haven't heard that in a sweet minute.
Fields in motion. Hands off to Johnson. Johnson's got a hole again. Ooh. Running him over. He's going to be short of the first down. 3rd and we'll call it a long one.
I don't know what Coach Raymond got in them boys or fed them boys this week, but they're coming out swinging on that offensive line.
Who's 30,
Daryl?
Ellis Brown with a nice block there.
His number stayed the same from last night.
3rd and 1 for Melbourne. Rogers going to keep this one, tries to go at the gut, fights forward. He will have a first down. Little quarterback draw there.
And I like it. You do the same dang thing at the old ballpark. Pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock till they stop you. And that's what Melbourne's doing right now. Under about 4:45 to go in the second quarter. First quarter, tie ball game here at the Tom McIntyre Stadium.
Rogers going to throw the quick out the Bowles this time. And he's going to be wrapped up for a loss of 3. Coach, that play took, Daryl, just took too long to develop. Long throw.
Yep. They're come back here. 2nd down and 12. They really haven't gone to their ace yet tonight, so I call him old Pinky. He's got them pink shoes on.
Handoff goes to Johnson. He's looking, he's got to bounce it. Ball's on the ground.
Oh, man. Hole 72 blocking to the whistle. And we got a flag flying in. Melbourne player is already back, so I don't know if it's on Merritt Island.
Unsportsmanlike penalty on Melbourne. Daryl, you can't run your mouth.
Yeah.
Against the Bulldogs is going to bring it back.
But at the same time, you know, it was a great block, but one of them, you know, we're not on the field, so I mean, we only can see what we see from the press box. But now Melbourne's going to be 3rd and long to go.
Yep, not a lot in the playbook for this here, Daryl.
Well, if they can hit that post route. It was wide open last week a couple times.
Well, they tried to hit it early here, but the receiver don't want to hold on to the ball. So 3rd and, we'll call this one the Titusville for Melbourne. Rogers with trips to the wide side, single receiver to the boundary. Gonna roll right. Try to throw this one deep. And Daryl, your receiver was never even looking for the ball.
No, was not looking for the ball. Got tangled up but with number 28 of Merritt Island, and Melbourne now deep in their own territory. Going to have to hopefully punt it past the first down marker.
Not sure if that was a timing route or supposed to be a timing route, but that's a dangerous throw, Daryl, just throwing that up like that.
Yes, it was. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the broadcast tonight here on the Vard Sports Network. I am Double D Daryl Duran, joined by my man, the coach, Billy Palmer, and my man on the camera, Ron Lighthall, tonight.
Robinson deep from Merritt Island, standing at midfield. Reed set the punt for Melbourne. That one's going to go out of bounds about the 40. Great field position for the Mustangs.
Yeah, great field position right at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10, Merritt Island. Coach Panucci's got to get that defense up.
Yeah, he's right. There, the ball didn't even go past,
Nope, 3 yards short.
So, second straight possession, the Bulldogs defense will be starting in their own territory, having to defend a short field. Baker County up 7-0 over Palm Bay.
I was fixing to ask old Blue. First and 10, Merritt Island on the Bulldog, 39.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
Verpale at quarterback. New running back in. Verpale, look, he's going to throw this one up. Got a man. If he was a little more patient, but he didn't have time as number 23 of the Bulldogs was on his tail. Colin Richmond.
Underwood, the intended receiver for the Mustangs. 2nd and 10 here at Tom McIntyre Stadium. 3:05 left in the first quarter. All tied at 7.
Alex Hernandez is the back end for Merritt Island on this series.
10-0 Cocoa on Daytona.
Verpale takes a snap, hands off to Hernandez. Nice tough run, gain of 4.
Short gain for the Mustangs.
3rd and 6 for the Mustangs.
3rd down.
Wrapped up by big number 95 there, Jason Melidor.
I guess, almost got Melbourne to jump there, man in motion. Well, now here comes the flag.
I don't think
if you're gonna throw it. Don't wait. That was a delayed. So 3rd and 1 here for Merritt Island.
Yeah.
There, I guess Melbourne lost the construction classes. They can't build benches on the sideline anymore. No more wood benches.
Oh yeah, no more wood benches. They got the nice ones now out here. I think the old metal ones went to the visitor side.
Old Houston Hawks construction class used to build them things like crazy. All right, who's that quarterback here? Is that number 8?
Yes.
It is. He's going to fake. He's going to pull this one short. Nice stick by number 23 of Melbourne. Helmet comes off. He's going to have enough for a first down, though. And that was the tight end, Thomas, who lined up at quarterback. Nice stick by number 23.
And a flag is on the field.
So, Daryl, in that sense, in high school football, if your helmet comes off, you can no longer run or proceed. You have to stop. So I don't know if they're going to call that, or if they're going to call an excess tackle on Melbourne here. We'll see what they got here. And it looks at the PA against Melbourne. Personal foul, face mask on Melbourne.
Personal foul, face mask against the defense.
And that's going to hurt Melbourne. And what it looked like up here, it was the back of his helmet, not the face mask. So I don't know if they consider the whole helmet for a penalty.
It doesn't matter what you grab. You can't grab the helmet. But
yeah.
1st and 10, Merritt Island on the Melbourne 14-yard line.
The inside.
Williams back in. Verpale throws a swing to number 1, Semper, and that is Wyatt Vatava, the first Bulldog there.
Hitting them till the whistle blows. That's what we like to see. Vatava and McCartney out there. Be 2nd down and 10. Merritt Island's inside the Ashley Westbrook red zone.
And Daryl, Melbourne's almost jumped twice. Merritt Island's running the jet motion, and they're obviously Verpale is clapping, trying to get him to jump while the motion's going.
And that's, I don't know if it's his older brother or cousin, he did the same thing.
And off goes to Williams. Gagnon was there. Gagnon forces him left. He's got no help. Run out of bounds around the 9-yard line.
By number 15 of Melbourne, Jarrell Patrick.
6-yard run for the Williams and the Mustangs. Third and a long 4.
Zero ball game in the second in the Adidas Bowl. Satellite versus Vieira.
Propel's going to get him. He's going to throw the out route. Got a man. Semper is going to go out of bounds around the 5-yard line. He's going to be just shy of the first down if they mark him on the 5. 4th and short. And I can promise you we're going to see Delvante Bonky Williams right here.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty big up front for Merritt Island. I mean, get in there tight and run it.
And here we got Thomas at tight end, now lined up at quarterback, and we see Sean Hartman in his 3rd position tonight. Now he's 4th. Now he's at tight end. Man in motion. He's going to keep himself. He's going to be in. Touchdown, Merritt Island. Nice play call for the Mustangs.
Yeah, good play call there by the Mustangs. I was fixing to say it sounds like the Waterboy movie with the quarterback changing the 3rd, 4th position. You know, I mean, that's special when you got a player that can do all that. "17 seconds left here in the first quarter. Merritt Island here up 13-7 at the Dog Pound.
Snap was low there. I felt like Melbourne might have been able to block that one if they laid out. But 17 seconds left. Mustangs up 14-7.
14-7 ball game here at Tom McIntyre Stadium. It's anybody's game here. Long first quarter here. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. Billy Palmer, Double E Daryl Duran here, and Ron Lighthall behind the camera tonight on a great Friday night, week 2 action with a little breeze off the river here.
Keep this rain away.
Yep, it's raining in Rockledge.
It's coming. Look out
a
there.
little bit. Nah, it's going north.
Look at that way.
All right, now that's going all the way up the river, Coach. Rogue Alley up 7-0 on the Rock.
Back to receive for the Bulldogs.
Big booming kick. Going to be short of the end zone here. Votov is going to take it. Has some blockers. Looking for some room. He's still fighting for yardage, folks, and get out to about the 28-yard line. And the Bulldogs will start 1st and 10, Melbourne. Once again, thank you all for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. Tell us where you're from around the world. We'd like to know where y'all listening from or watching. Got 3 great contests on the network for you tonight. Satellite versus Vieira. Right here, Melbourne versus Merritt Island, and up in Daytona Beach, Mainland versus Cocoa.
8 seconds left here in the first quarter, Darryl. This should be, one of the final plays here.
Yeah, it should be a big run here by Johnson. We'll see.
Marion tries to make a man miss. That Merritt Island team is swarming.
And when you have your whole offensive line looking at your running back, you're going to get a talking to. But he did pick up 2 yards. So 2nd and 8 coming up to start the second quarter. You're watching the Brevard Sports Network, your leader in sports right here on the Space Coast. Folks, if you would like a team or an event covered by Brevard Sports Network, please reach out to Double D Daryl Duran, Caleb Brown, Alan Slaughterzinski, any one of us here at the BSN will get all the information to you and see if we can get you on the schedule. Please note, we do need a week in advance at least, so we know what's going on. Just can't do it. Sometimes we can do it the night before, but if you can give us a couple days notice, would be greatly appreciated.
Andreas Navarro tuning in, one of my employees, NFF in the building. Darryl, slow start for Melbourne on offense. I know they scored on the first play of the game, but other than that, they've had nothing going.
No, they really haven't went backwards on their last possession. This possession has started off with a 2 to 3 yard gain. Let's see if they can keep it going in the right direction. I'm sure, everybody just had a good conversation, and we're going to start this second quarter. 12 minutes on the clock.
2nd and 8. Rogers in the gun. He's going to hand off to number 1, McCarthy. He's going to make a one-man miss. Canaan's going to get him up to around the first down. We'll see where they spot him. His second run of the game. His first one went for 51 yards and a house call. Just short of a first down, it appears.
Whew. If it's that close, might as well measure it. Oh, they're going to give it to him. 1st and 10, Bulldogs.
And Darryl, if you're Melbourne, obviously the goal is to score here, but you got to at least hold this ball here and try to get them, Merritt Allen's had 2 straight drives in starting field position in your territory. Fumble on the play. Rogers picks it up. He's got nowhere to go.
And that's going to be on the quarterback. It was a good snap, just dropped in the backfield trying to give or pull it. And they go backwards right there, 6 to 7 yard loss on the play. And this turf is different. When it gets wet, it stays damp, and you got to have dry hands on that ball.
2nd down and 16 for Melbourne. Rogers gets the call from the sideline. Darryl and Merritt Allen read that one like a book. Rogers took the snap, looking like he was going to throw. It came back to run a quarterback counter. Nobody picked up the outside linebacker, and he had a field day.
Yes, he did. And, that offense line started off great in the first quarter, and like you said, they have gone nowhere. And, when you are looking at your backfield getting hit, you've, messed up. So you got to come back and get a good block on that next play. And Roger just tore up on that one.
Dominique Smith unblocked off the edge, credited with the sack. 3rd and Vero Beach for Melbourne. Merritt Allen shows blitz. Rogers drops back. He's looking. He's going to throw down the middle of the field. Intercepted by number 2, Portland Campbell. He's got a host of blockers. Brought down from behind. Ty Field strips it.
And it should. No.
Merritt Allen was able to recover.
Woo, that was close.
Darryl, I don't like the throw on the play there. I mean, we got a flag in the middle of the field. We'll see what that is. I'm assuming it's probably going to be a holding or blocking in the back, but that ball was just thrown up for grabs.
Yeah, it was thrown underneath the receiver. And if he could have put a little bit more air on that ball, he would have, been off to the races. But underthrown ball there by Melbourne. We got 2 flags, like you said, on the field.
No, don't pick it up, 6.
And folks, if you have any scores around the area, we feel free for you to put them in the comments, but please do not put any links on there. Just don't know if they're good or bad. And, we don't want to ban you or anything or delete them. So don't mind you putting the score, just don't put any links where people can go and try to find the score on another site. That's all we ask. Thank you very much.
Mr. McGinnis in the house. This is alumni night for teachers, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I
Old
mean,
coaches.
packed house. I mean, they're almost round to the old health building over there standing. I mean, the atmosphere is good here at Mel High. The boys are young. If this team can stay together, they will be a mean machine. Something to be watching over the next couple years.
There we have no explanation on the flags yet.
Both are picked up. Coach Kentai is out there at the 20 wanting an explanation or what flag we're going to use. But once again, like to thank
Daryl, it's early, but I'm truly impressed by Sean Hartman and his ability to play. I mean, like I said, he's lined up at 4 or 5 different positions.
Yes, he has.
In the first 15 minutes of this game tonight.
And you know, Coach Panucci's going to do the best he can. You know, putting a man on him. It's like sometimes you just got to take one of your best players and spy him. You know, if he's at quarterback, you got to watch him at quarterback. Tight end, you go on him at tight end.
All right, so it looks like we may get some kind of an explanation here. We'll find out.
And Coach Kentai does not look.
Dead ball, personal foul on Merritt Island. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on Melbourne. So those are offset. Play will stand as is. Merritt Island takes over 1st and 10 on the Melbourne 17-yard line. Their 3rd straight possession in Melbourne territory.
Yep.
It's 1st and 10 for Merritt Island.
Defense back on their heels once again.
Hernandez at tailback, Verpale at quarterback here. Robinson and Semper out wide to the left and Hartman to the right. Verpale takes the snaps, going to hand off to Hernandez left side. Patient run, picks up 3 or 4. Nice patience by the young running back.
Yeah, found that seam and cut it up. Votava was out there wide, forcing them back in. Well, you had 10 hats to the ball. But 2nd and 6 coming up for Merritt Island.
The empty set, the old diamond formation the Mustangs have run a long time. We're going to see Hartman keep this one right off the gut, Daryl. Oh, swing it out wide. And that's Semper in the end zone.
And
nice play for the Mustangs for a 16-yard touchdown.
Yeah, Merritt Island's going to score there, but looked like a block in the back on the far side out there, and you could hear the Melbourne faithful. No call on the play.
Daryl, I mean, in my eyes, it was a bang-bang play. He got blocked at the same time the kid caught the ball. I mean, I'm okay with the no call there. You know, if you're Melbourne, you just got to tackle.
Yeah.
Baker County up 21-0 over Palm Bay.
And the extra point's good. Going to be 21-7 here at the Dog Pound. Melbourne down 2 scores, but you know the defense has been back on the heels, like you've said, Coach, and you know that offense has to get something moving. Haven't really done anything except that 51-yard, 20-second score in the first quarter. And I seen Coach Raymond talking to the offensive line and trying to get them up and moving, and motivated for this next series.
Steve McLaughlin tuning in, former Alabama running back on the 1992 National Championship team. Yeah, Renee, I don't disagree. It was a bang-bang play. Kid caught the ball as the block was engaged. I'm perfectly straight with the no call there. Melbourne, if you're a Melbourne fan, you just got to make a tackle. Yeah, Renee, I don't disagree. It was a bang-bang play. Kid caught the ball as the block was engaged. I'm perfectly straight with the no call there.
So Merritt Island now going to be kicking the ball back to Melbourne. Going to be into the cross breeze now out of the east. Melbourne down 2 scores. Let's see if Coach Neighbor can get that offense going for the Bulldogs.
Merritt Allen got the ball teed up old school style, Daryl.
And roly-poly kick down and taken.
That's Tay, the freshman, number 88.
He's got some running room.
He's going to figure out real soon. He's still got some room.
And here he goes down the sideline. And a good return there by the Bulldogs. And Johnson, and Tavion Johnson.
That's a young 9th grader, Daryl. He's going to learn quick that you're not going to be able to reverse field like that.
All the time.
All the time, but great play there. Micah Hughes tells me to stop being biased. We know you love Merritt Island.
I agree, Micah.
Says the Melbourne alum. No, you know me. I'm going to call it like I see it. I don't care who it is. And, you know, I think I've earned the right to be tough on this program. I spent a long time here coaching and playing, so injury timeout here. MCC up 14-0 over Trinity Catholic.
14-0. EG over the Rock right now.
You know, Alan gives me a hard time. Alan loves to give me a hard time, Daryl, because he says sometimes I'm overcritical of Melbourne. Baker County 27-0.
I can't hear you talk, so I don't.
Yeah, new regime down there at Palm Bay High. I call it the alumni staff.
They're just young, Daryl. They got a young program. I mean, they got a couple seniors in some key spots, but they've been kind of hurt by the transfer bug a little bit. But you know,
it's the same thing here.
Helicopter up there, Daryl. West 2 News tuning in tonight.
Yep. I was actually on West 2 News at Daytona International Speedway when former president, 45th president, did his flyover. Was covering up there. Pretty cool.
All right, we got a new quarterback in here. Number 18 for Melbourne is that Carter Fisher, a sophomore quarterback. 1st and 10 Melbourne on the Mustang 40-yard line. Fisher's going to hand off to Johnson. No block there. He's going to pick up 2. Daryl, Melbourne's not getting to the second level.
No,
linebackers are untouched.
No, they're not. He's only going to get 2-3 yards there. If they could have got to that second level and got another block, Johnson would have been probably gone. But a good positive direction for the Bulldogs here in the second quarter. EG up on the Rock 20-0 now.
Old Coach Tyrone has a very young Rockledge team. Fisher's going to throw the quick. Nomeyer's going to catch this one. Number 19 is going to have enough. Oh, yeah, but he falls forward. So enough for a Bulldog first down. Daryl, that's a timing route. Carter Fisher caught the snap, and he was out quick. So.
Yep, no Meyer in the old green cleats.
Well, Daryl, now the wind's coming back this way. So we're going to get that now.
Hey, like Micah says, stop being negative.
You know me, I don't like to coach in the rain. I ain't trying to call a game in the rain either. I'm used to a press box. Second drop snap. Daryl, and the snaps aren't bad. That's Melbourne's quarterback's got to hang on to the ball.
Yeah, the snaps have been a lot better from last week. Last week they were very low. Sophomore center in there, Dean Baker. You know, like you said, it's a sophomore junior group out here on the line, led by brother Carter Black at right tackle.
Fisher takes a snap, hands off to Kamari. Nice block by Luke Hunger. He springs him to the outside.
And will they get the extra? Nope, no flag on the play. Good spring block there by number 42.
Cocoa up 17-0 over Mainland. MCC now up 21-0 over Trinity Catholic. 3rd and 7 for Melbourne. McCarthy checks in at tailback.
Just under 7:29 to go, just under 7:30. here in the second quarter.
Handoff goes McCarty, delayed run. He's going to try to get to the edge. Nowhere to go.
Gets up to about the 20-yard line.
Gain of 2. Darrell, again, Melbourne's not getting a hat on a linebacker, and they're coming in free.
You're absolutely correct. I mean, they are getting positive yards, but if they can get up to that second level, that's where they need to get that second block. They are going in the right direction, but it is 4th down and a long 5.
Melbourne changing personnel, going to add another receiver on the field, takes the H-back out. Trey Thompson in the building, I see you over there. Basketball coach, now a teacher as well. Fisher's looking, he's going to have to get rid of it, nowhere to go. Great coverage by the Mustangs, turnover on downs.
Got to get rid of that football.
Darrell, he wanted to hit the wheel, but number 48, Smith, was spying it the whole time. And they were prepared for it.
So turnover on downs, Merritt Island football deep in their own territory at about the 23-yard line. So 1st down and 10, Merritt Island 6:42. And that was the best chance Melbourne had to put some points on the scoreboard here for a while.
Well, Darrell, and I don't like to keep using the young excuse. It's varsity football, right? I know that they're young, they're sophomore, junior heavy, but I'm going to say this one because I coached a kid, and Carter Fisher just got to throw that ball on 4th down. You got to know situational awareness. You got to get rid of the football.
Shotgun formation for Merritt Island.
Verpale sends a man in motion. Flag on the play, delay a game.
Wow, that's
and Darrell, I don't like the look I'm getting out of Melbourne's defense. They got to slide over. Merritt Island has numbers on them. They're overloading, not necessarily at the line of scrimmage, but they essentially have 4 receivers on one side of the field, and they have Melbourne outmanned.
Well, you do have the safeties playing over the top. They're in a two safety depth here.
Darrell, just look at this. Merritt Island has 2 guys on the line of scrimmage here, and Melbourne has 4 on this backside.
Yeah.
And football's a numbers game. You better figure it out soon. Williams will pick up 2, but here's one thing I will tell you what Jeff Panucci will do. He will not always shift over. He'll just slant. He'll try to slant underneath it instead of crossing face and hoping his guys are just better athletes and get there.
Correct. Malady on the stop for Melbourne. You know, I mean, Vatava's out there, I call the slot on defense, out there on the slot on defense pretty much, linebacker.
He's playing that nickel corner.
/ safety corner. And
and we're going to have a flag. Yeah. Sipper goes in motion. You just can't turn up when you're going in motion. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty on Merritt Island.
Yeah, Coach Panucci in a 2 safety set.
Melbourne's got some good young athletes that'll be coming up next year and the year after. A solid squad that's won a couple Super Bowls, and I know they're going to get some guys from the Melbourne Powell Youth League, West Melbourne Youth League. So, I mean, the future's bright here. They're young, but it's high school football, so everybody can talk about what's going to come in. It's not about what's coming in these days. It's about what can you keep.
Yes. And it's just like, and we talk about it, it's just like in Youth League, there's not a lot of commitment, not a lot of tradition, just staying with one league.
So what have you done for me lately, league? People are going to go where they're wanted. People are going to go where they're attracted to. So it's
safety's got him.
Verpale looking. He's going to throw the out route. Got a man wide open.
And I was saying the safety was playing on him, but playing, I think, too back, too soft of a coverage.
4th and 1 for Merritt Island. And I feel the raindrops coming.
Yeah, just a couple.
Make some noise for the defense. Get loud.
They're probably going to try to run it right here. Timeout.
Timeout, Melbourne.
Melbourne takes a timeout.
My favorite part of coming to Melbourne games, and maybe it's because I spend a lot of time in the press box, Darrell, at other fields.
Yeah.
Is the parents got all the answers.
You can hear it a lot better. It was the same thing when we played here.
I'll answer that question about the recruiting, and you could take a name off of it because they all do it.
Yes.
They all do it.
Yep. Nowadays, yes. Back in the day, you had to, be under the radar with it.
It is what it is, and if anybody denies that they're doing it, they're lying. Obviously, I've coached kids. I've seen inboxes. It is what it is, and people should just move on and not worry about it. Just do what you can do for your own children and for your teams, and it is like that.
Bulldog cheerleading. 4th and short for Merritt Island. 5:35 left to play.
Merritt Island now in a tight formation, stacked up there on the line.
Get loud.
Verpale spreads them out. Melbourne still showing blitz. Merritt Island trying to draw him off sides, going to send a man in motion. Still trying to draw him off sides. Timeout, Merritt Island.
Merritt Island takes a timeout to discuss their options.
And the one night I don't bring an umbrella.
Well, we're going to lose our rosters because the paper don't stay dry long.
Nope. Light rain starting in 25 minutes. Thank you, my radar. And we're trying to bring you this broadcast as long as we can here, folks.
Merritt Island will line up to punt here.
Man in motion. Watch the fake here.
Sean Hartman will do the kicking. Oh, fielded by Matavo. He's going to drop it. Recovered by Melbourne.
Man, that was almost a helmet to helmet there. Bang, bang play. Official timeout for water when we got a little rain shower. It's not that hot. We can let them play.
Well, you don't have to worry about me. I'll call them out. She said she's a Mel High graduate, but she's all about fair calling. So I call it like I see it. I don't care who you are.
Yep.
Don't worry. I'll go to the Mel High locker room after this, and I'll have a nice conversation with Coach Panucci and Coach Grish. I got an umbrella in the car, but it's a long walk.
Yeah, I got two at Hooters in Melbourne. I'm gonna put my other phone in my other pocket. Try to.
Well, I think these new iPhones are waterproof, right? 1st and 10, Melbourne. I'm not hiding under this table, even though I'm bigger than the table. We'll be all right. Fisher in at quarterback. Sends a man in motion. That's Ty Fields. Handoff goes to Kamari Johnson. He's looking, wrapped up.
Trying to turn the corner, and he is, thrown out of bounds there.
They're going to keep him inbounds and run this one with 5:22 left.
Second down for Melbourne.
Now, so now you got to keep the ball dry, keep your hands dry. 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Merritt Island on top of the Bulldogs, 21-7 here at the Dog Pound.
Tell Patava he doesn't need his umbrella. I'll let you get it. Fisher drops back. He's going to throw a screen. No one there. Incomplete. 3rd and 11.
Yeah, we apologize. We're just trying to keep the camera dry with a towel or a hat. So if you see a little bit of hat or a towel in your view, we apologize about that, but just trying to keep the equipment dry.
Cocoa up 24-0 on Mainland.
That is a shocker. I thought that would be a lot closer than that game is right now.
Big Titus and Mila say hello.
Timeout, Merritt Island. 3rd and long coming up for your Bulldogs. I'd like to thank Ashley Westbrook Realty, Hooters of Melbourne, Custom Cabinetry by Fatty. Family Wellness and Health, Erica Valente right there in West Melbourne, Florida on Minton Road. Rich's Auto Tech, home of the Million Mile Warranty. Folks, we couldn't do it without these sponsors. We appreciate you each and every season, so thank you for stepping up, sponsors, and bringing you this great contest here at Tom McIntyre Stadium.
Well, at least it's not pouring yet, Daryl.
No, it ain't monsoon, just a little damp.
I know you're from West Melbourne, so you're getting your weekly shower here.
I know, you threw me out of your pool. I was trying to take a shower in the pool last week.
Well, at least the referee's holding the ball here, trying to keep it dry for these guys.
Yeah.
Is the band still here?
No,
I haven't heard them play all night.
They took off.
Carter Fisher drops back. He's looking, got a wheel route wide open.
Caught!
And keep him in. Daryl, that's 6. That's 6 if Carter Fisher can keep the throw in bounds. But hey, nonetheless, first down Melbourne.
Yes, good throw. Johnson, the receiver right there.
I mean, what a battle Melbourne has here. They got 2 sophomore quarterbacks, and I can tell you the freshman that came in this year is just as good as these 2. So a constant battle for the next 3 seasons for Melbourne.
Yes, it is, and just right there, just different cadence from the quarterback's going to bother the line there and back him up 5 yards.
Fisher hands off up the middle. He'll fight forward for about a 2-yard gain.
Bringing up second down and about 13 here in the second quarter. Melbourne down 21-7 after their 21-second 51-yard run by McCartney. Plays getting switched at line of scrimmage.
Fisher moves Johnson over. Fisher drops back. He's going to throw the out route to Ty Fields. He's got to get the ball down.
Yeah.
Incomplete. 3rd and 13.
If that ball was down 2 feet, that he could have turned up and got some positive yards out of that.
It's wet, Daryl.
And that's when sometimes the quarterback needs that towel right there every game.
When's the last time Melbourne wore all green at home?
I really couldn't tell you.
Fisher drops back. He's going to throw this bubble screen here. 19's there. I mean, Daryl, play design's there. The O-line doesn't get out there in time, or Fisher didn't have time dropping back because of the pressure. It's just that's a timing play right there that didn't line up for Melbourne.
Yep, and you hit the nail with the hammer on that one, and it's going to be 4th and about 13 for Melbourne. 3:35 and counting. And Coach Raymond doesn't like he's getting in the offensive line right now. We got to do better, boys. We got to get out there and get a block. We had the good play call there.
Baker County up 30-0.
Watava. And inadvertent whistle, I reckon. And a big kick there. Oh, he slipped. He touched it. He touched it. Melbourne's on it. Huge play there for the Bulldogs. And we are in contention now to get some points. Good heads-up play there by the Bulldogs.
Daryl, smart for Melbourne just jumping on it because you can't advance a muff punt. So it's dead recovered. So there's no point in trying to scoop and score. Just fall on the football. Good job by Melbourne.
Yeah, good job by the special teams there. And now they are inside the Ashley Westbrook red zone First down and 10 at the Merritt Island 12-yard line.
People know the road has me battling the camera.
Yeah, just let.
Johnson tries to get to the outside. That should be a horse collar there. He got him by the back of the shoulder.
Second down for the Bulldogs.
Smith on the tackle for the Mustangs. Coach, Melbourne hasn't been able to block him all night.
No, they haven't. They got to put a hat on that guy. He is all over him. And folks, once again, we apologize about the camera footage right now. It is still sprinkling, trying to keep the camera dry and bringing this game at the same time. Just over 2 minutes left to go before half.
Fisher sends Hunger in motion. Handoff goes McCarty's going to be patient. Nice block by number 42. Hunger springs McCarthy forward.
Hunger's hungry out there.
3rd and 2 for Melbourne.
Coach Dan better get him a couple T-bone steaks for the weekend.
It's a little cold out here, Darryl. Handoff, same play again. McCarty's got nowhere to go. He's going to spring forward.
But he's going to be
rolls.
on top of him, close to that first down marker.
1-yard pickup for Melbourne makes it 4th down.
Man, if you're Melbourne, you've got to man up here and get this first down.
Darryl, it's been a minute for me. Does Melbourne have a heavy package at all? Is there any point in time Melbourne gets under center?
They didn't last week.
Well, it's 4th and 1 here. And, you know, my famous is everybody wants to be in shotgun here. We're going to see a handoff to Johnson up the middle here.
And timeout, you're probably going to be Merritt Island.
Yep. 1:07 left in the first half.
1:07 left to play in the second quarter. Merritt Island takes a timeout.
It looks like the rain has subsided just a bit, but we're going to probably take a break at halftime if the rain is still drizzling a little bit.
I have to imagine there's no halftime performance from the band, so.
It's probably going to be a short halftime.
Football would like to thank Poseidon Pools, Professional Grade Fence, Sugar Lash Salon, Sunset Slush of Brevard.
Band was out here and then they took off, Mr. Ron.
Ultra Pest Management, Bacani Orthodontics, and Wonder Waffle.
1:07, Coach Billy.
Whitebird.
4th and 2. I know what you want to call.
Well, if he was playing, I'd hand the ball to number 22, Jace Richardson, and that'll be all she wrote.
Yeah?
He'll be wearing green and white here next year. 13 years old, 6 foot, 190-pound running back.
He might have a WWE career, too.
Handoff goes to Johnson up the middle. Johnson makes a man miss. He's fighting forward. Touchdown, Melbourne.
That's just about what Jace Richardson would do. Five, the ball carrier for Melbourne. Hunger in there. And Coach Dan, I told you, Coach Billy, Coach Dan better get some T-bone steaks for that young man this weekend. Jennings on the touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Marion, was it? Johnson, 28?
Or was it Johnson? I had 5 coming out of.
Yeah, 5 was blocking there.
Okay.
Kick is up and good.
So I apologize. So Kamarian Johnson, the ball carrier, looked like they were both in the same vicinity. And we said the Bulldogs needed to get some points there, and they did. Cutting into this lead, 21-14, different ball game here, Coach.
Well, you got to survive the next minute here before you get to the half.
Yep. And we'll probably go idle at halftime, folks. If the rain's holding off, if not, we'll cut the feed just to keep the cameras dry, but it looks like it's subsiding for right now.
Might see some camera movement due to the fact that we're going to make some adjustments here.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Natwick Insurance, Ashley Westbrook Realty, Family Wellness and Health, Erica Valente and team right there on Minton Road, Rich's Auto Tech, Custom Cabinetry by Fatty. And Manicure America. Thank you all for continuing support. And Coach, Manicure America is they've got a couple broadcasts for your guys' youth games at the end of the season.
Yeah, we got them coming to town when we host Cocoa, as well as homecoming when we host Palm Bay.
You don't want to miss the Ponytail Miracles cancer.
Legend Pete Donovan has had enough of the rain. He's out.
Yeah. I mean, this crowd is still. Oh, an
onside kick it. Daryl, I mean,
oh, man.
Great execution by the kicker. Where's the help from this side? Waivatava went in there to cause a disruption, and
he had one other Melbourne helmet and nobody else. I like the call. Now the defense is going to be back on their heels a little bit, but they can get a stop here. Coach Panucci knows Merritt Island very well. He's only played and coached against them for the last almost 20 years.
Well, just about. He was a freshman in 2004.
Yeah, my senior year. Well, no, he was a freshman in 2003.
He's been coaching at Melbourne. He graduated in 2007. Started coaching at Melbourne in 2010 when we both started at the same time.
Yeah.
Merritt Island takes over 1st and 10 from the 50.
Bayside up 15-0 on Deltona.
Verpale drops back. He's going to throw it up. Got a man. That's Thomas out of bounds.
There's a 10-yard pickup for Merritt Island.
Daryl, the reason why I don't like the onside kick here from Melbourne,
you give them half the field.
Well, and I know for a fact Merritt Island got a kicker.
Yeah. One of them transferred to Galley.
And I know you don't want to kick it deep and risk a run back, but you could have at least squibbed it or something of that nature.
Yeah. Looks like Coach Payne had enough of the rain, too.
Verpale takes the snap. He's looking, throws it down the middle again. His favorite target, number 8, complete. And the rain is back.
Yes, it is. 30 seconds to go here before half.
1st and 10, Merritt Island on the Melbourne 27. Verpale's going to throw a deep ball up to the corner of the end zone. Intended for number 4, incomplete. And I apologize, we don't have rosters. It is raining, so the papers are wet. Chad Kirk, Chad Raymond, if you can hear me, we would appreciate a bigger press box in the future here at Melbourne High School, maybe a tent in front of the press box.
You can tell when the reins are active by the way the cameras.
Yep, 21 seconds left to go. 2nd down and 10, Merritt Island. So, folks, we will be cutting the feed here at halftime. And hopefully the rain subsides. We can bring you a second half of football.
Panucci's trying to make an adjustment in his secondary. Not sure if they see him. He's going berserk here. Verpale drops back. One-on-one. Throws it up Hartman. He slips.
You had good pressure from that defensive line, Malady and company. First time we've seen that good of pressure in a long time for Melbourne.
Daryl, and Hartman was kind of open because he stuck it in the ground and the DB was still in his back pedal, but he did slip.
He did. And that's another thing with this turf. I mean, Merritt Island has turf as well, so they're used to the different atmospheres you have to go through with the rain and the heat and everything like that.
Daryl, you know what you need to do next year?
Yeah.
Just extend this roof out a little bit. You did everything else to the press box this year. Where's the roof? False start on Merritt Island.
And Merritt Island's going to go backwards. Well, we're working on things, working with the administration, and Coach Raymond's getting everything for me to fill out, and I got some alumni reached out to me, so trying to do everything we can for the boys and girls here at Melbourne High School, and like we do out there at the old ballpark. Takes time, but trying to get it done as soon as we can.
3rd and 15 for Merritt Island on on the Melbourne 32-yard line. Raphael drops back. Throws a quick out route to number 8. He gets out of bounds. I'm not sure who the play side linebacker is on this side, Darryl, but he's got to get in a better drop.
Yes, he does. You got to keep him in bounds, too.
11 seconds left. He gets out of bounds. 4th and 2. And Merritt will line up for a kick. This will be a 36-yard field goal attempt for the Mustangs. And Darryl, I'm going to keep this one to myself. Go ahead. I'm watching Melbourne line up to try to block this thing.
They got all the guys on one side here.
You got a guy that thinks he's going to get from the numbers to the hash in 1.2 seconds.
And there's the kick.
Kick looks good. Nice kick. Great job for the Mustangs. 24-14 with 6 seconds left in the first half.
So they extend the lead back up to 10 on Melbourne. And, you know, we talked about that. You know, if there's pros and cons with that offside kick there. You know, squiggly old kick down the middle or down the side probably wouldn't have been a better option. And, you know, our eyes, we just tell you our opinion, folks, up here in the press box. We're not down there on the coaching staff or anything, but, you know, gave Merritt Island half the field there to get some points on the scoreboard. And they got 3 there. Good job by the defense of holding them out of the end zone. And the score is now 24-14 here at Tom McIntyre Stadium. You're watching the #1 leader in sports here on the Space Coast. That's right, Brevard Sports Network. It is all over the town tonight, all the way from Volusia County down here to Brevard County. And the Cocoa Tigers are taking care of business on the Mainland Buccaneers tonight.
Darryl, Merritt Island will receive the second half kickoff.
And I'll ask my man Ron what he wants to do, if we're going to cut off or stay, because the rain has subsided.
Heritage is down 17-0 to Seminole at halftime. Just got a text from my dad. I'm a little surprised by that, but he says Heritage has a bunch of turnovers. Tava's going to return this kick. Spins out of bounds around the
one.
Yeah,
oh, he had a second left on the clock.
If I'm Melbourne, I'm okay. Run that 1.5 and let's go.
And that's what we're going to do. So right now, folks, Merritt Island 24, your Bulldogs 14. Good game here at the Dog Pound. Come back for a second half of action. We'll have updated scores all over the county and even in Volusia County. So for Ron Lighthall, Billy Palmer, I'm Double D Dale Duran. We'll see you in the third.
Get yourself some ice cream or shaved ice slushies. Plenty of options. Don't go home hungry.
Truck. Gonna open up the doors and turn it up. Gonna stomp my boots in the Georgia mud. Gonna watch you make me fall in love. Get up on the hood of my daddy's tractor. Up on the toolbox, it don't matter. Down on the tailgate, girl, I can't wait to watch you do your thing. Shake it for the yellow sitting in the honky tonks. For the rednecks rocking till the break of dawn. The DJ spinning that country song. Come on, come on, come on. Shake it for the birds, shake it for the bees. Shake it for the catfish swimming down deep in the creek. on over here, get in my arms, spin me around this big old barn, tangle me up like grandma's yarn. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Round of applause for the ponytail campaign.
It does not. And welcome back for the second half action right here at Tom McIntyre Stadium. The hometown Bulldogs down 10 to the visiting Merritt Island Mustangs from Merritt Island, traveling down here for the contest. It's always a good game between Merritt Island and Melbourne, Coach Billy. What do you think we're going to see here in the second half?
Well, I mean, if you're Merritt Island, you continue to do things you did in the first half. You played very well defensively, and you moved the ball when you wanted to. A couple turnovers, miscues is what hurt them. You know, the muff punt. Obviously, Melbourne scored on the first play of the game. Other than that, Melbourne hasn't been able to do anything offensively. And then if you're Melbourne, you got to try to establish some kind of a throwing threat. Merritt Island is stacking the box. You haven't been able to run the ball successfully too often other than the first play of the game. So Melbourne's got to try to come out here and establish some sort of a throwing game. They've played two young quarterbacks. So we'll see what kind of halftime adjustments have been made. It's a 10-point ball game. We got 24 minutes left of football. So.
Yeah, it's a tight ball game. Anybody's ball game here at the Dog Pound. I like the direction Melbourne is trying to head in. Struggled last week a little bit, but did get on the scoreboard against Toho. Lost that game by a touchdown. But right now, we're going to have Melbourne kicking off to Merritt Island, and we'll get you some scores here coming up in between possessions. You're watching Merritt Island versus the Melbourne Bulldogs here at Tom McIntyre Stadium.
Melbourne will kick off. Ball will roll out of bounds around the 9-yard line for Melbourne, and we'll have a flag on the play.
Two flags on the play now.
Some extracurricular stuff going on after the play. Baker County up 35-0 over Palm Bay. Heritage is down 17-0 to Seminole at halftime. Heritage has had a couple turnovers.
You know, and Coco's taking care of business up there in Daytona Beach. And just my perspective, I thought it would be a closer game. I saw Daytona and O'Galley play in the kickoff classic, but everybody else has said, you know, Coco is that strong, and everybody thought they would go up there and take care of business, and they are. You know, I thought Coco would get the win, but I thought Daytona Beach would put up a little bit more of a fight, but we're not seeing it right now on the broadcast.
Yeah, and Emily, to answer your question about the Mel High Band, they left when it started raining here early in the first quarter, and so they obviously didn't play at halftime. They're not playing at all tonight. So Melbourne's going to get a personal foul on them. So that's a 15-yard improvement. Ball at midfield for Merritt Island on their first possession. And Darryl, they have not started in their own territory but once or twice tonight. Everything else has been
correct.
Plus side in Melbourne's territory.
Yep, from the 50-yard line to the Melbourne sideline.
I-4 detailing, car detailing. Mike Hamilton watching today.
First down and 10, Merritt Island at midfield.
Raphael hands off to Williams. Williams makes a man miss.
And coming up and making the stop for Melbourne would be
15.
I'll get the
2-yard pickup.
Get the wet rosters out.
15 is Patrick for Melbourne.
Darryl, he had a little bit of more yardage on the carry, but he bounced it on the second attempt and lost some. So gain of 1, 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and you can hear the Melbourne faithful, screaming for a holding penalty there.
Well, holding happens on every play of the game, so you could call it on every play. Nate Alba wraps up Williams after a gain of 1.
Bring up 3rd down here for Merritt Island.
I just can't get with it there. I'll never be able to sit up in the stands and listen to parents and everything they got to say. And, armchair quarterbacks can always do things better. And, it is what it is. It's never going to go away. But I'll be honest with you. All the yelling you're doing up here, ain't nobody on the sideline listening at all.
Yeah.
We got Hartman at quarterback. Hartman's going to keep this one. Oh, almost gets the ball ripped out. Going to be a loss of 4.
Nice play call there by Panucci. Malady and company on the sack for Melbourne. Number 8 as well, Irvin. Isaiah Irvin on the stop.
9 is Jermaine Waters.
Two back. McCarthy
and Batava. Man in motion for Hartman. Hartman with a nice punt, angled punt. Goes out at the 9-yard line.
Kick goes out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
And that's going to be 1st and 10. Melbourne at their own 9-yard line. I'd like to welcome everyone back to the broadcast here in the 3rd quarter. Ron Lighthall behind the scenes tonight. Billy Palmer and Double D Darryl Duran here for you at Tom McIntyre Stadium. Class of 89, 09, and 04. Oh, 88. I get somebody wrong.
You guys are old.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm old too. I'm up 15 years ago already. I can't believe that. It's been 5 since I coached here. Fisher gets to start in the second half. Hands off to nowhere to go for Kamarion. Back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Gain it. They're going to give them 1. So 2nd and 9 coming up for Melbourne. I'd like to thank Ashley Westbrook Realty of Remax. Rich's Auto Tech, Hooters of Melbourne for our pregame meal each and every week.
Fisher hands off to Johnson. Johnson tries to bounce. Nowhere to go again. A very stingy Mustang defense, Darryl.
Yeah, that Mustang defense is not letting anything get outside right now.
3rd down for the Bulldogs.
And Melbourne has got to get on those blocks. Got to put a white hat to a black hat out there. Got to make a hole if you're Melbourne.
Melbourne changing personnel. Gets a couple more receivers on the field. Fisher's going to catch the snap, throws it. Got a flag on the play.
Pass complete. There's a flag on
And
the
it
play.
could be holding on the defense.
We'll see where that one's lined up. It was out here, thrown out here by the receiver.
Looks like it's going to go against number 21.
Conversation going on out there. Folks, also like to thank Manicure America and Family Wellness and Health.
Personal foul.
Erica Valenti.
15 yards. That's a first down, Bulldog.
And
15-yard penalty against the Mustangs. Personal foul, so that gives Melbourne a first down.
Family Wellness and Health right there, located on Mitten Road.
Right next to the old Robbie's Corner Store.
Yep.
Fisher tries to get a draw off
First
sides.
and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Changing assignments on the line. And we got another whistle.
Coach Tyler Murray of the Mustangs wanting to speak to the White Hat.
So is it timeout Merritt Island or?
Well, I'm not
Official
sure,
timeout on the field.
because you definitely can't call for an explanation in the middle of a play.
Correct.
Melbourne High School would like to thank Buffalo Wild Wings for their support of Bulldog athletics. We'd like to see Bulldog action.
I would like to know if a timeout was used here for Merritt Island, Darryl, because I've never seen an official stop mid-play like that to speak to a coach.
Football,
Yeah,
plenty of Bulldog action. Just go to
and that takes them down to 2 timeouts in the ball game.
If they're charging them for
Bulldog
it.
athletes.
Correct.
MelbourneAthletics.org.
And I think this is what Dave Kentai is wanting
I'd be
to.
asking for an explanation, too, if I was Melbourne.
Yeah. And folks, once again, thank you for tuning into the broadcast tonight. Ron Lighthall doing a fantastic job behind the camera tonight, in and out of the rainstorm, and Billy Palmer joining me for a rain game here at Melbourne. One of usually 3 or 4 games we get rained on here at the Dog Pound. And it's great to have him on the call with me tonight.
I enjoy coming here to Melbourne. You know, they stick me out there on the west end of Malabar every week if they can. So
Yeah, they say get on that parkway, go south. And just thanks to Custom Cabinetry by Fatty, Manicure America, all your pavers needs and landscaping. Rich's Auto Tech, Ashley Westbrook Realty, Family Health, Family Wellness and Health, Erica Valenti. And folks, if you'd like to get on the broadcast or like us to come out there and broadcast a game, please get a hold of us right here at Brevard Sports Network. Reach out to Alan Slauderzinski, myself, Caleb Brown. One of us will get you in touch with the right person. And Billy, here we go, 1st and 10. No really explanation there.
we're going to have to go with some sort of a timeout from Merritt Island. Nope, it was an official's timeout. They're going to use it as a water break. So he literally stopped Melbourne mid-play, which is something I've never seen. Slam route to Ty Fields.
Nice catch.
37 yards.
And that's the first time they've gone to old pink shoes there.
And that's a first down, Bulldogs.
Ty Fields, one of the highly great receivers they have here at Melbourne.
First down. Makes it 1st and 10, Melbourne.
1st and 10, Melbourne. Handoff, Kamarian Johnson gets skinny, makes a man miss.
Carter-
Fights forward.
Carter Black out there pushing him.
Dragging the pile for about 8 yards. Makes it 2nd and short.
I know his dad will have him a couple T-bone steaks this weekend on the grill.
Johnson.
I'd like to say hello to Cody Black over there at University of South Florida.
Duran. I got to attend the UCF game last night. Got to see some former Brevard County guys play. Carter Fisher's going to throw the quick to Nollmeyer. He's going to catch it. Gain of 7. First down, Melbourne.
All right, here we go. Pick it, dinking and diving. I like it.
Got to watch former West Melbourne player, Rockledge Raider High School. Ladarius Tennyson block a punt. Jared Baker caught a pass, played at West Melbourne, played at O'Galley.
Yeah.
Cedric Hawkins played at Titusville Little League and played for Cocoa. He got some playing time last night. Johnson makes a man miss, makes another man miss. Kamari Johnson down to the 35-yard line. And we're going to have a helmet-to-helmet.
Flag flying in from the back judge, and another player over there is Thomas Wadsworth, number 84.
Wadsworth did also play here in Melbourne. He did play wing last night on extra point, walk on. So we will have a personal foul. Helmet to helmet on Merritt Island. 15 yards added to the end of the road.
And Melbourne continues to dink and dunk and get some yardage down the field here. Still a great crowd here on the Melbourne side after all the little rain showers we've had. Bulldogs trying to get a touchdown or a field goal here.
Kanan McCarthy checks in. Fisher throws deep. He's got number 10. He's looking to throw deep. Going to throw a deep poster out of top field. Intercepted by Merritt Island.
Took way too long. Number 3 seen it. He sniffed it out.
Well, Daryl, that wasn't where the play was intended to. And I know we don't have replay, but that's the young freshman Hall. He was supposed to throw the ball back across the field to the tailback. McCarthy was wide open. You could see he was a little indecisive, but young mistake. Merritt Island, great defense, and it'll be 1st and 10 Merritt Island on their own 20-yard line.
And just like that, Melbourne's drives cut with no points. And it's going to be 1st and 10 Merritt Island on their own 20-yard line.
The Melbourne fans don't like it, but if it works, they would have liked it.
Yes, yeah. And I didn't see the backside. All I see is everyone was flowing here.
Well, I mean, still, if he throws the football where Ty Fields can get underneath it, he had him beat. He just
correct, yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know.
But Merritt Island did a phenomenal job on defense, trailing and just watching it.
Raphael drops back, throws it out quick to Hartman. Great coverage by number 6 of Melbourne.
And Melbourne's going to get probably
Kevin Thorpe, but we're going to have a taunting penalty here. Daryl, you can't walk over the guy after you tackle him.
No.
They're just not going to let you do that.
No, not anymore. You make a great stop, and you're going to get caught every time. And then Merritt Island's going to have a first down here. A free 10 yards.
Danny, you're too deep. One more down. Let's go, defense! Billy, did you see what that was about? Did he taunt him or
He stood over him and flexed over him. Can't do it anymore.
I didn't see it. People have feelings. I know, they're passing it all.
I guess the chains are tangled up is why we got a little break in the action. 5:58 remaining in the third quarter. Merritt Island on top of your Bulldogs 24-14 right here at Tom McIntyre Stadium. Bulldogs are on the road next week at Satellite.
Well, Daryl, Melbourne just checked into a new coverage. I'm not going to say it because I simply know Jeff Panucci's calls from coaching here, but let's see if a little bit of a coverage change up, see what they can do here. Applying a little more pressure.
And right there, they stop them right at the line. Malady and company.
Loss of 3.
Yep.
Makes it 2nd and 14.
2nd and 14 coming up.
Can't tell all the secrets I know when I'm broadcasting, you know what I mean? I got a little bit of inside information. I get bored and I watch these coaches do some signals, so. He's back to his normal coverage now.
Drops back, he's in.
Throws it away. Watava tries to intercept it just out of his reach. 3rd and 13 for the Mustangs.
Only if his daddy was a couple more inches taller, he would have caught that.
Hey, you can get the 8, you can get the 8.
Wyatt, man, I mean, I call him Bobby Boucher for a reason. I mean, he hits like the Waterboy movie. He's just a solid, solid player for Melbourne, athlete out there on the field.
What's the quarterback? What's up? He's going to tell his mom on you. Damn it. What's up? Down a distance, let's go. What's up?
3rd and long for the Mustangs. Make some noise for the defense. Get loud.
Little tunnel screen. Oh, Nate Alba almost intercepted that one. 4th and 13 for the Mustangs.
A nice series there by Coach Panucci and his defense. And Melbourne's going to get the ball back here. Merritt Island's going to send the punting unit on the field.
5 yards up. 5 yards up. Don't let it hit the ground, Cannon. Don't let it hit the ground. In the air. In the air.
Love it when you hear all the football coaches in the in the bleachers yelling.
Let's go.
High snap. Hartman's able to corral it. It's going to be a rolly kick here. We'll see what.
Get it.
Roly-poly, he picks it up. Gets back to about the 45-yard line. I like it.
That's a dangerous.
It is very dangerous.
I don't know who it was from Merritt Island, but he kind of whiffed on the first hit there. McCarthy was able to get by, and Jeff Panucci is fired up on his sideline.
Running out of some of the stuff you may be thinking about getting.
Yeah, I heard getting some new
First and 10 for
Melbourne attire for my birthday again. Hopefully Jeff will hook me up with that.
Gotta get with it, Darryl.
101 top side.
And we got whistles.
False start.
We'll start on the Bulldogs. Our right tackle left a little early.
start against Melbourne is going to bring it back 5 yards, replay first down.
If you have any scores around the town, just let us know in the comments. Just please don't put any websites that are, if they're good or not good, we just don't need any websites, just the scores, please.
1st and 15 for Melbourne. Carter Fisher's going to hand off to Johnson. Johnson makes one miss, spins out another tackle, gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
What is that? Nothing? Oh, thank you.
Flag on the field.
A little extracurricular.
Flag flies in late. And looks like it's going to go against Merritt Island.
Dead ball, personal foul on Merritt Island, 15-yard penalty.
So now Melbourne will be inside Merritt Island territory now. I'd like to thank Cody Neighbor for tuning in. Rich's Auto Tech, one of our main sponsors here on the Brevard Sports Network.
Handoff goes to Cannon. He looks for some room. He'll pick up one. Daryl, did you hear a referee's whistle in that play? I'm not hearing any whistles at all. I know I'm not deaf, but
I didn't really hear one on that play.
Seminole up 20-0 over Heritage. Back to the drawing board for the Silver Fox, but a little bit of get some points on the board there.
Yeah, the Silver Fox needs to change something up. We don't know what's really going on, but
We got a sideline warning against Melbourne.
the old Silver Fox has some good plays, but he can use a good wise tip here and there.
Fisher throws the quick. Almost intercepted.
Intended for number 19, that's Colmare.
James Nomeyer? Yeah, James Nomeyer.
Third and 9 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Triple threes on the clock.
3:33 left in the third quarter. Handoff, Johnson goes wide, left side, nice cut.
Oh, that turf, I hate it. Just slips on that wet turf, gonna bring up 4th down and a long forward coming up for the boys in green and white.
If I'm Melbourne, I go right back to it.
Heritage finally gets, the old Silver Fox gets on the scoreboard, Billy.
20-7. They got a tough schedule. They got Seminole this week, O'Galley next week, Vero Beach the week after.
Yeah, they got a rough schedule.
Fisher's going to throw the quick. James Nomeyer catches it. Still fighting. He might as well go down before he fumbles that football. He will. First down, Melbourne.
Good play call there for Melbourne. Melbourne needs some points on this drive here. I know you're going to have a heck of a call next week, O'Galley at Heritage, and that game's already been on X's and
me,
Facebook.
Darryl. I'm friends with all those guys, so I'm going to be the biggest instigator all week. Carter Fisher takes a snap, hands off again. Marion makes one miss. He's going to fight forward for about a 6-yard gain.
I've been trying to instigate it a little bit with one guy I work with at nights, and then another guy that I believe they're best friends, but coaches at 2 different high schools. Second down.
Handoff goes McCarthy right up the middle. He makes 2 miss. Fights forward for a first down.
Close to that Bulldog first down. Ground and pound offense here.
NCC up 38-0, Darryl.
The old ground and pound, the old West Melbourne style offense from back in the early 90s and 2000s.
Fisher takes snap, hands off again. This time Cannon's get there. It should have been a face mask. No call. They missed that one.
Yes, they did. The second down and 11 coming up.
Carter Fisher pleading to the head official that was a face mask. Second and 11. Chad Raymond is all over the offensive line now.
$17-0 in the Adidas Bowl.
Carter Fisher takes a shot deep, Darryl, and just was run out of bounds.
Top side, bro. Top side, 1-on-1. Plenty of row. Come on, man.
Coco 24-0. Game is delayed for a police situation.
That was at halftime. I don't know if it's still going on, is it?
Yeah, that's what the last comment. And EG up big on Rockledge.
Hall checks in. He's going to hand off to McCarty. He's going to try to get to the outside. He's still going, trying to go sideways there. You can't do that on Merritt Island. 4th and 9.
Yeah, Merritt Island's too quick to get out on Melbourne there.
Hall checked in at quarterback. The freshman Edric Hall, the third quarterback of the night for Melbourne.
You're going to need that field goal.
Fisher's going to check back in. It looks like Brown's going to check out. And now Johnson's going to check in, so you got to send one out.
Daryl, I'm going to have to assume that Melbourne does not have a field goal kicker.
17's been doing the kicking.
Well, I mean, you could certainly use 3 here if you're Melbourne. He's going to throw the wheel route to Johnson. He's pushed out of bounds right away by 48. He had no shot.
And that's going to be a turnover on downs. No points again for Melbourne. Second time into the red zone with no points. And first down and 10, Merritt Island. 13 seconds left in the third quarter. You're watching Bavard Sports Network right here at Tom McIntyre Stadium. The coach Billy Palmer, Ron Lighthall, and myself, Double D Dale Duran, here on the call at the ballpark. Thank you all for tuning into the broadcast tonight. Good game going on here. Melbourne just cannot find that end zone here in the second half as drove down twice and turned the ball over.
Hartman at quarterback. See the diamond formation we saw earlier. Little quarterback counter. He's got backside. Makes one miss. Nate Alba, the first Bulldog there on the tackle after a gain of 15.
And Merritt Island, big first down there. Got to stay home if you're on that backside, if you're Melbourne.
And that brings us to the end of the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's going to end the third quarter play. Nobody scores there in the third quarter. Score remains 24-14. We head to the fourth quarter. Bulldogs down 10 to your Mustangs. You're watching BSN right here at Tom McIntyre Stadium. Thank you, and stay tuned. A lot of great games going on around the town. Adidas Bowl. Vieira's up 17-0. O'Galley on top of Rockledge right now in Rockledge. Seminole on top of Heritage. Heritage on the road at Seminole. Down 13. 7-20. And right now it's 24-0 Cocoa. That game is stopped. As soon as we get some somebody tuning in and saying that game is going, we will let you know. But that game is stopped right now. We're watching it on the feed. Last I knew, Bayside was up. So a good turnaround for that program there. But 12 minutes ago, Melbourne down 10 to a tough Merritt Island team. That's 1-0 on the season. Melbourne 0-1, falling to Toho last week right here on Bavard Sports Network, losing by a touchdown.
Who's Melbourne got next week?
We're on the road at Satellite. So Melbourne travels over the river to take on the Scorpions.
What's the O'Galley Rock score? Last I heard it was 20-0.
That's what I seen.
Merritt Island looking at a first and 10.
Hartman sends a man in motion. Going to run quarterback counter again. He's got lead blockers all day. Sean Hartman on another 19-yard run for the Mustangs.
Merritt Island spreading them out, and nobody home on that backside for Melbourne, and a big first down for Merritt Island.
Simple quarterback counter, Darryl.
I got to say, Melbourne has played a lot better than they did last week, so a lot of improvement has happened on the field.
Going to pull this one again. He's just going to outrun the defensive lineman. 25 is going to knock him out of bounds. Darryl, you got 5 guys in the box, and you got 5 O linemen. So you're essentially putting a quarterback one-on-one.
With your linebacker.
Well, not even a linebacker, the safety. You got 5 guys in the box with 5 linemen. Your safety's 12 yards away.
Negron wrapping up the ball carrier. Woo. O'Galley 40, Rockledge 0.
Ooh, it's going to be fun on spaces tonight.
And that's in the 4th.
Hartman's going to throw the swing route to Hernandez, number 22. Big hit by number 32 of Melbourne?
22.
33 of Melbourne.
33
Tyler
is Gagan.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs on the Bulldog 40-yard line.
Yeah, other news outlet has that game paused as well.
Hartman hands off to Williams. Williams bounces, makes one-man cut. Nice run by Williams. Gain of 7. They're going to give him 8. 2nd and 2 for the Mustangs.
Baker County on top of Palm Bay. Final 35-7.
That's a long drive for that. Kevin Mays beats his old school there. Won a couple state titles at Palm Bay High as an offense coordinator.
Sure did.
Hartman's going to throw this one deep.
Overthrown there.
Ball overthrown by Merritt Island will make it 3rd down.
3rd and 3 coming up for Merritt Island. 10:01 remaining in the contest. Merritt Island on top of the Bulldogs, 24-14. Melbourne has drove it into the red zone twice in the second half and came away with no points. So huge stops there for Merritt Island. Cody Black tuning in and the lovely Miss Palmer tuning in. Hello, neighbor.
Hartman again looking for some room. 1st down, Merritt Island. And we've seen nothing but Hartman here this drive here.
All Hartman.
We got a flag on the play. Illegal formation against the Mustangs, 5-yard penalty.
So that's going to back him up to a 3rd and 8. Melbourne needs a huge stop here.
Look at the wife sending wave. She's waving at us. Got to get you one of those, Daryl. My wife's awesome. She wants to go buy a brand new big old TV tomorrow. Football season's here. Wants to sit on the couch. I don't got no games.
So does that mean I get to come down 3 houses down and watch?
I'll put you on the porch with the old TV.
Do I at least get a free drink or something?
Come down and drink some Crown Apple. Timeout, Merritt Island.
Merritt Island takes a timeout with 9:20 left to play in the 4th quarter.
9:20 to go in the ball game here. Once again, I'd like to thank Hooters of Melbourne for a pregame meal each and every week for the BSN team here. I'd like to thank Custom Cabinetry by Fatty, Rich's Auto Tech, Ashley Westbrook Realty, Manicure America, Family Wellness and Health, Erica Valente and team and associates. Thank you very much.
Remember, if your little one would like to participate in the Melbourne Bulldog Baby Bulldog Gym Clinic, you can pick up an application at the front office.
So are you laughing at your husband that he told me I had to sit on the porch?
Paperwork into your child can learn from the best cheerleading squad in Brevard County.
Got to work on that man cave in the garage.
Matt Bollinger tuning in. All right, right, here we go, 9:20.
3rd and long for Merritt Island as they come out.
3rd and long for the Mustangs.
Verpale drops back. Verpale's looking. Going to be brought down by Landon Malady. A big sack.
A big sack for Melbourne.
I thought he put it in the air.
It's going to be 4th and forever for Merritt Island.
It's going to be 4th and the SpaceX, Boeing, any spacecraft going off from NASA this week for Merritt Island. Hi, Mom. Is it time to put up the Christmas lights yet?
4th and Titusville. 8:41 and rolling here for Merritt Island. Hartman's going to kick this one. Nice end over end. Going to take a nice bounce. Fielded by Vitavo. Nowhere to go. Merritt Island's right there.
Good kick coverage there by the Mustangs. And Melbourne's going to be forced to go almost 90 yards here to get a score. And, I mean, the defense has held, you know, Merritt Island out of the end zone this second half. Just the offense has gotten inside the red zone twice, Coach P, and just Melbourne's come up with 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, I mean, it's easy for me to sit up here and criticize or say, right?
I
thought they got away from what got them down there and tried some fancy stuff, but, you know, execution plays a big factor into what you call them plays too and what you trust. So I'm sure Coach Neighbor and company will get them right, and you know, obviously that's not a acceptable result when you're down in the red zone.
Correct. Vieira up 25-0, 10 minutes left.
Fisher throws a deep ball. He's got a man.
Yes!
Fire.
Nice catch there by Melbourne.
Down to the Mustang 33-yard line. And they are trying to speed him up and go as soon as the ball is set.
Deep in the Merritt Island territory. Got behind the defense for a huge
Darryl, they faked the play they've run all night and just went over top.
Yes.
Handoff goes again.
Johnson.
Chains weren't even set.
And they got 3 yards there.
Quick 3-yard pickup for the Bulldogs makes it 2nd down.
Looks like they're going to give them 4.
Darryl, that was a good throw by the young Carter Fisher. A little bit outstretched of Nomeyer. Had slowed him down a little bit because he had to catch his balance for extension. But, hey, great play by the Bulldogs.
Very great play.
Gonna throw it up again. Pass interference on Merritt Island.
And the flag flies. So that's from the line of scrimmage, correct?
15-yard penalty.
Okay.
On the line of scrimmage. We are not a spot foul in high school football. And Merritt Island's going to substitute their corner out on that side because Melbourne has obviously gone at them twice on this drive.
Players are warming back up in the Cocoa Mainland game. All right, this is the 3rd time Melbourne's been inside the red zone here tonight.
15 from the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Let's see if they can close it out here.
Handoff. Johnson makes one miss. Johnson makes another miss.
And the ref gets in the way there, but the ref's part of the field.
Well, Darryl, I'm going to tell you, I know these parents are berserk, but I'm going to tell you what I tell my kid. If he's in the way, he's in the way. Run him over.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a zebra. I don't care if it's another player. I don't care if it's your own player. If he's in your way, run him over.
Run him over. That's correct.
He'll get out of your way next time.
That's what you got to do. Matt Bollinger can attest to that. He's been ran over a couple of times.
It's not. They're part of the game. Low snap. Recovered by Johnson.
And Melbourne now all the way back to the 20-yard line.
Darryl, here we are again. Another possession in the red zone, another mistake.
Yep.
The red zone woes continue for the Bulldogs.
Be 3rd down and 15 for Melbourne. And the clock is ticking. 6:20 to go here in the ball game. Melbourne down 10, and Mr. Matt was a great ref.
Carter Fisher is looking. The defensive end was unblocked on that side.
Short gain for the
He'll gain 1, 4th and 13 for Melbourne.
Yep, they've got to get 13 big yards here, and if you're Merritt Island, you're probably dropping back in cover 2.
Melbourne's going to attempt a field goal now. I thought they should have taken it on the last possession, Daryl, but you got to come away with points. This is your 3rd or 4th time in the red zone this half, and right now you got nothing to show for it.
You have to. And running people on late here.
All right, well, we got a different kicker at this time. Number 90 is set to kick. There's no 90 on the roster. And that kick
kicks
is
up. There's going to be short.
Close.
2 yards short.
Timeout on the field.
And we're going to have official timeout for water on the field, and 3 possessions inside the red zone, and Melbourne comes away with 0 points. I mean, the Dogs had every opportunity tonight to get the lead over Merritt Island late, not really late in the game, but in the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter.
Whole neighborhood's here, Daryl.
Yeah. James Scott going to have some new college rankings tomorrow.
All right, Daryl. What's your prediction between this Hurricane and Gator game? I know it's lost, so I'm not going to give one. But
I think we get them by 3.
Okay.
We get them by 3. We beat the Jim Kelly old Miami Hurricanes by 3.
Yeah, he's definitely not listening.
No, he's not.
1st and 10, Merritt Island at the 20-yard line. We'll see Merritt Island drain this clock. Hartman sends a man in motion. A little quarterback draw. Here comes the power again. He's got room to run all the way up to the 28-yard line. And we're going to have a 15-yard penalty against the Bulldogs.
Yep, Exler going back and forth there.
Offsetting, looks like. Both 17.
And we got an injured Mustang on the play. It looks like Hartman's cramping.
Both 17s were locked up.
James Scott says Miami by 21.
James must be hitting that Miami juice a little early tonight. Old Coach Osterley knows he's going to lose by 3 tomorrow.
Man, I hope you're not live on air. You're going to lose.
Now we got another Melbourne player asked to leave.
Hey, ref, take your feelings out the game.
So we got 2 flags on the play. Oh, they're going to wave that one off. Now we got another Melbourne player asked to leave. James, we better bounce back. They got a nice dual threat quarterback. If we don't, 0-2 is not looking good in tally.
You guys play again tomorrow?
We play Monday night.
Monday night.
Boston College. James, we better bounce back. They got a nice dual threat quarterback. If we don't, 0-2 is not looking good in tally. Sean Hartman is up. Looks like he's trying to get that cramp out. Little pickle juice.
5:12 remaining in this one. Melbourne down 10. But Merritt Island's going to have the ball just.
So we had an unsportsmanlike on Melbourne, 15-yard penalty.
It's going to be 1st down and 10 at the 44, what we're seeing.
Daryl, I'm going to go in the locker room and say this, so I have no problem saying it on the air. Melbourne better get their discipline straight. It's going to be a long year if they don't get some of these penalties taken care of and have a more of a structured, disciplined football team.
Yep, they do. I mean, and it's tough when you're in the red zone and you don't come away with no points. 3 times a night here in the second half, and Merritt Island is just going to try to run this clock out up 10. I'd like to thank Hooters of Melbourne and Kat McFarland for tuning in and doing a great job for the program. Shannon Clayball tuning in.
1st and 10 for Merritt Island. Coach Panucci's trying to change the coverage. They're going to roll it now.
I mean, if they can get a huge stop here, would be awesome. Score some points on defense.
1st and 10 for Merritt Island.
Handoff goes to Williams, left side. Tries to bounce it.
And Melbourne's going to wrap them up for a short gain.
2.
They're going to give them 3, so 2nd down and 7 coming up for Merritt Island. Just over 4 minutes to go. Still a good crowd here at Melbourne. Hanging in there. Melbourne will be on the road next week at Satellite as they take on the Scorps. Scorps losing right now in Vieira.
A little doubles dinner for you before the game?
No, I'll just do my ritual.
Let's go, defense!
Raphael sends a man in motion. Oh, it is actually.
I heard it.
I'm sorry, that's Hartman. A quarterback false start on Merritt Island.
So back him up 5 yards. Be
False start against Merritt Island.
2nd down and 11.
It'll be 2nd and longer for the Mustangs.
Yeah, the discipline they got to fix and the red zone offense they got to, I know Coach Neighbor and Coach Raymond go back to the drawing board and see what they got to fix, but
to me, Darryl, the X's and O's are minute. Those things come and go. It's part of a young team and a young season. You make adjustments. You game plan each week.
Yeah,
something different. But the discipline, if that's not there, the rest of it doesn't matter.
Correct. You're 100%.
Hartman's going to keep this one. Waivatavo's right there.
And a big sack there for Melbourne.
Jeff Panucci rolled down in coverage, sending the outside backer, and they're going to use a timeout.
So it's going to be
timeout Melbourne. Yeah, Darryl, I mean, obviously I played and coached when Todd Wilson was here, when Ulmer was here, and there's one thing that you could tell about Melbourne football is they were going to do things the right way.
Yep.
You weren't going to beat us with penalties and mistakes. We had a disciplined football team, and right now, if like I said, I ain't got no problem because I'm going to walk right down these stairs and go in the locker room and say the same thing to those guys because I have that relationship with this coaching staff. So I'm not afraid to say it on here, and I'll tell them. And does it really matter? Probably not, but
because they're already thinking about it, But it's a big improvement, honestly, from last week. Offense really didn't even get anything going till late in the 4th quarter. And, once again, Jeff Panucci and them were in a tight spot in last week's game, and they've been in a tight spot this week. And this whole second half, they have not given up no points. And that's just saying something about that defensive coaching staff, Coach Grish, Coach Freeze, Coach Panucci. They do a phenomenal job trying to put these boys in the right positions.
Merritt Island with the diamond formation. We'll see quarterback power here from Hartman. Trying to get the numbers in the box here. Yep, and that's what we'll have. Gain of 7. Timeout Melbourne. Sorry, gain of 5.
Almost back up to the original line.
Melbourne takes a timeout with 3:10 left to play in the 4th quarter.
Cannon, 8 yards closer on this punt. 8 yards closer on the punt. Don't let it hit the ground.
And it's going to be 4th down and about 12. Merritt Island punts it deep to him, Coach. Pins him.
Yeah, they're not going to go for it. If I'm Merritt Island, my defense hasn't done anything wrong, so I'm just going to punt it and play defense.
No, they've given up a few big plays to Melbourne to let them get inside the red zone tonight in the second half, and they've done their job in shutting Melbourne down.
Darryl, offensively, Melbourne has one play for a 51-yard touchdown run. First play of the game.
Yep.
They haven't done anything since, other than the muff punt that they got the ball on like the 15-yard line. They were able to score on a 4th down and 3 from the 3-yard line. So, offensively, Melbourne has struggled.
Cocoa up 31-0. Thank you, Mr. Howard.
Glad to see that one get back underway.
High snap.
Nice punt. Otava's going to drop that one. He's going to try. Now he's going to fumble it. Recovered by number 1 of Melbourne.
And Melbourne's going to be first down and 10 at their own 15-yard line. They've started deep in this field all second half, and they've gotten down in the red zone. Let's see if they can get some points on here. Still 3 minutes to go. It is not over just yet. And good crowd still hanging in here for the Bulldogs. Merritt Island traveled fairly well over there.
Yeah, Coach Boudreau, it was a great first play, and that's about all she wrote. Quick to number 4. He makes a man miss. Who's 4? That is the older Hall, a sophomore.
So first down, Melbourne.
His younger brother is the quarterback, number 10, that we saw a little bit earlier. Going to throw it up deep. Nice catch. He's going to be out of bounds. Incomplete.
Good try there by Hall.
Receiver went down, shoulder.
It's going to bring up second down for Melbourne. Kind of surprised they haven't gone to Ty Fields a lot tonight.
Well, Daryl, you made a quarterback change in the second quarter. Nomeyer makes one miss, gets out of bounds after about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Well, like I said, you have a quarterback change. Things are a little different. You're trying to get used to stuff, so.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen 3 quarterbacks in for Melbourne tonight.
Be out of here.
Third down coming up for the Bulldogs. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight.
Fisher's going to throw it to McCarthy 1. Merritt Island's all over him.
Yeah, nothing happening there for Melbourne. I mean, you can see all the green jerseys over there and a lot of white jerseys wrapping up the ball carrier.
Melbourne's going to punt the ball with 2 minutes left, down by 10. I mean,
it's about time just to go for it here on fourth down. They only have 9 on the field. Melbourne only has 9 on the field.
Nothing like wasting your own your time out here. Where's their special teams coach?
There's your 11.
Might as well take a delay of game at this point. I don't know what they got going. They just ran one off. I mean,
booming punt there. But it's going to take a Merritt Island bounce.
Daryl, the special teams need some work too, because your punter just downed his own punt. I mean,
at least somebody's out there wanting to put a hat on the ball, but that special teams need to know what they're doing out there. It looks like the Melbourne faithful are gonna get out of here. 1:19 remaining in the ball game. Looks like Merritt Island's gonna get out of Tom McIntyre Stadium with a W tonight, and the Bulldogs look to regroup for next week and traveling over to Satellite.
I would imagine we could see just a knee, but we'll see what happens here. Coach Boudreau, the launch pad is non-existent. That launch pad is in Wilhelmina, Oregon, coaching the Wilhelmina Bulldogs. Dan Oswald.
I was going out on a limb. I was like, are we talking about SpaceX Launchpad?
No, Coach Boudreau coached here at Melbourne when I did, and
good
nice
stop there for Melbourne.
You need a Mercedes-Benz. Go see Josh Boudreau, Mercedes-Benz in Melbourne. Best sales guys there is.
I believe your wife texted me the other day. Says she want one for Christmas.
She just got a new car about 3 weeks ago, so she'll be set for a little bit.
I don't know. You know, you got to keep her happy. She wants that.
She wants a Tahoe, but she's got to have kids for that. So.
The G-Wagon. There we go. The Mercedes G-Wagon, they call it, I think.
She can get the Chevy G Tahoe.
I think we're both be in a doghouse tonight. Got an injured player on the field, but once again, I'd like to thank Rich's Auto Tech, Hooters of Melbourne, Custom Cabinetry by Fatty, Manicure America, Family Wellness and Health, Erica Valente and Associates right there on Minton Road, Ashley Westbrook Realty. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you all for what you do for us. Let us bring you these broadcasts, and we'll be right back on the broadcast each and every week, bringing you great games. Coach Blue and Coach Palmer will have a great call. Game of the week next week. O'Galley travels to Heritage. O'Galley gets a big, huge victory over Rockledge tonight. And last we knew, Heritage was down at Seminole. So that should be a great game. And like he said, Spaces and Facebook and all that stuff will be blowing up tonight and all week. And looks.
Thanks, Jesse. Merritt Island will take a knee. They will only have to snap it one more time.
Yep, and that's going to be the ball game, folks. Merritt Island's going to get the victory 24-14. Coach P, it was a great game to call with you tonight. Merritt Island's going to get the win. What's your thoughts on both teams?
Like I said, Merritt Island's off to a good start. I think they got to clean some things up offensively, too. They're obviously not where they want to be, but you know, you can't complain when you're 2-0. And like I told you, Melbourne needs to start with the discipline and go from there. And they'll get things corrected. They got satellite next week, so I got to head down there and go round up all them yo-yos I brought to the game with me. So
all right.
get them home. But I appreciate you, Double D. I always love calling games with you. Hopefully it's not 9 weeks before we call the next one.
Amen, brother. Amen. Ron Lighthall behind the camera tonight. Once again, folks, thank you for all tuning into the broadcast. Merritt Island 24, your Bulldogs 14 here at Tom McIntyre Stadium. You've been watching Bavard Sports Network. Good night, God bless, and may America be great again.